Well, hey there. Oh, what a day. Well, it's the overnight day after Thanksgiving show. That's the title. Also, I'm going to talk about Morty's oh, I spelled that wrong. Grand Canyon trip. Let's see if I can correct that. Does that work? I just corrected it. How about that? All right. Hey, hello, Rich Mitch. There's the invite link. I just put that up if anybody would like to join. Are you full of bird? No, I didn't have any turkey or anything today like that. Very simple day. Just another day like every other. Uneventful. Well, okay, we won't do that. All right. Yeah, anyway, so few things to talk about. Nothing of any importance or any interest actually. But let's just get a few things posted up here in the chat and then we'll kick it right off. Give me 1 second, please. I had a very peaceful, relaxing, non stressful day. Oh, and look at this Magpie. Hey, man. Great to see you. Thank you very much. Happy giving of thanks, Morty. 10 pounds. Thank you so much, Magpie. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, I just posted Cash App, PayPal, and Ko-Fi if anyone would like to support Morty. And let's talk about the Grand Canyon trip. So I think on the last show I mentioned I've never I've never been to the Grand Canyon, which is pretty amazing. It's in Arizona for any people from another country watching. And I started looking I mean, I've thought about it, but I never really thought about it. And hey, hello, JB. Great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving day after, JB. And I thought, well, I started looking at pictures and tour groups and how to get there. And hello, Davy Smalls. How's it going? So I started looking at travel, just how do you get there? I could fly to Las Vegas, then take a bus trip, which is very traditionally a way of doing it. Take a bus trip from Las Vegas. It's a 4.5 hour bus ride, which is Magpie. I'll PayPal next time. Google 30% is a ripoff. Well, it certainly is, but it shows up and that it does have an effect on the channel because it shows people are supporting the channel. Google takes 30%. PayPal takes nothing. When you do zero, when you send PayPal to anybody, it shows there's two things that show up that you click on. One is like you're making a purchase from a business, and then they deduct a service charge. And then the other one I think is called just sending money to friends and family, and they don't charge anything for that. So if I send somebody $10, they get $10. If I click the other button to make a purchase or something, then they deduct a fee, whatever it is. So always click the friends and family or send money to a friend, or it says something like that. Thank you. So, well, yeah, so Grand Canyon. So I was thinking, maybe I can do that. So I could fly to Vegas and take that long bus ride, which makes stops along the way. But or I could also fly to Phoenix and then fly from Phoenix to Flagstaff, which is northern Arizona. And then it's a 1.5 hour bus ride from Phoenix to the Grand Canyon South Rim, which Ozzy Expat told me that's the location you want to go to. And I researched about that. There's a North Rim, a West Rim, and a South Rim. And all the different websites said the South Rim offers the best views and, et cetera, et cetera. Um, uh, Davy Smalls. If you super chat with an iPhone or tablet, it's even more than 30% that they take. I've heard about that, but I don't use Apple products, so I've never experienced that. I only send business PayPal, so not to send my address. Well, no, no. If you send the friends and family, the address doesn't show up. When you send business, then the person's name and address shows up. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to do that, but either way, you know what you can do is anybody do a test. Send $1 or £1, and then I'll tell you if your information showed up or not, or if there was any fee deduction. But the thing that says friends and family is the way to do it, to the best of my knowledge and experience. Rich Mitch, what joint do you have the most pain in? Huh? Yeah, no, it's not goods and services. So you want to do the friends and family, I think, whatever. I'd have to look at it again, but thank you for the interest. I don't have any joint pain. Why are you asking about that? Yeah. Um, right. Okay, very good. Oh, you know what we're missing besides content? Some nice music in the background. So, what do you call it? And I'm also missing a banner. Wow. Yeah, this will be good. All right. So, why is that blue? Did I change that to blue? What's going on here? Yeah, that looks good. Oh, Dave, you have neck and shoulder pain, shoulder blade pain. Wow. What's that from? And I would say take a Tylenol or two, or whatever you prefer. Or, you know, hey, hello, Dodger. It's 12:51 Friday morning here, and I'm just doing a late night show. I didn't do a show at all today, which I had thought about, but I just wasn't in the right energy mood or place. And I feel I'll be going to bed pretty soon, so this is a nice way to wrap up the day. And what? So I'll have more info on the possible, right, for the possible Grand Canyon trip, which I've never been to. And I mean, it's really, everybody's gone there. And I can combine it with, I could just do a direct trip, just go there and then come back. Or I could see Flagstaff, Arizona, but I don't think there's anything in Flagstaff for tourists or visitors. So, but I'm not sure. And I can, of course, do the Las Vegas thing, but I've done it, been there, done that, I think, so, but I would have to get back from the Grand Canyon, which would mean going back to Flagstaff to Phoenix to fly home, or on the way back, take that 4.5 hour bus, which makes a lot of stops, back to Las Vegas, and then fly out of Las Vegas airport. Either way, I'm looking at it for maybe January. So I'll keep you posted on that. Wow, Dodger has minus 10 degrees and snow. Beautiful, which would be Celsius, I guess, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Weather here today has been very cold. Right now it's raining very, very hard, very windy, very, very cold. Today was really dark and gray. It was perfect weather. Rich has rheumatoid arthritis. All my joints hurt. Well, I don't know what to tell you about rheumatoid arthritis. Took my gabapentin. I'll be nodding off soon. Well, this show will help you nod off even quicker than the gabapentin by itself. So very good. Thanks for checking out the channel. Yeah, so I thought I'd just talk a little bit about Thanksgiving, And usually I go out to restaurants with friends, or I go to a friend's home for a dinner, and I didn't do anything this year. I mean, not always, but I didn't do anything this year. And I just stayed home and enjoyed the rainy weather. And I had, just the usual food. But I'll show you some pictures of Thanksgiving here in the U.S. for those who maybe don't really know what the deal is. So here you can see that's a turkey that the person's slicing up, carving up for dinner. I always prefer the dark meat. I'm into dark meat, if you know what I mean. And I would always choose the leg and or the thigh. Same with the chicken. The breast meat is very good, but it's very dry. Cooking a turkey takes skill. It's difficult because it can come out very, very dry. So you really have to baste it with the liquid or butter the whole time it's cooking, Hey, we have a guest backstage.
Hi, Crappy. Good morning.
Oh, man. Jamie Opulence. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Is that what we say?
That's right. And happy Anglo-Saxon Day.
Yeah, well, such a thing.
Well,
we don't actually do Thanksgiving. It's not a thing here. But I tell you what, I'm being bombarded with these Black Friday emails.
Well, that's more so than the actual Thanksgiving Day. It's turned into a crass commercial.
Same thing with Christmas.
Crass. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Uh-oh. Hang on, please. Can you hear me? Hello, hello? Hello? Do I have audio? Can anybody double check? Please check. Do I have audio? Anybody? Hello again?
Hi there.
Oh, okay, good. Audio's good. Okay. Yeah, same as Christmas has turned into the meaning of Christmas is gone. It's just a crass commercial holiday now,
Yeah,
it's been
but
that way for years.
This Thanksgiving, this is I think an American thing. It's got nothing to do
Correct.
with Spain or the UK. But
that's right.
I mean, I'm getting emails from the local restaurant, the local food prep company. I mean, it's overpowering. 20% off and all the rest of it.
Right. Yeah, well, Thanksgiving is American. It goes back to the Pilgrims when they came from England and landed in Massachusetts colony, and they met the Indians who were friendly with them, and to help them get through the winter. They all had the cold season and they didn't have food. They all, this is the story. They all had a big feast that the Indians, showed them how to grow local vegetables and corn and stuff. And turkeys are a wild native animal in America. So the turkeys, the Indians, they say, let's have turkeys. They're easy to catch, so they had, squash. Typical food is squash, turkey, all kinds of vegetables. But nowadays, a lot of people have a baked ham in addition to a turkey or in lieu of a turkey.
Yeah, I think the closest thing we have to Thanksgiving is the Harvest Festival, which is something I remember as a child when we used to go to like the church with the school. I wasn't so much of a church goer, but they used to sort of celebrate, and we'd have to bring some food to school, like a couple of tins of food, and donate it.
Right. I think there's a Canadian Thanksgiving, but I don't know if there is. If I'm right, I don't know what the meaning of the Canadian Thanksgiving is and when that started, and what people in Canada do for that. But it's a big feast. Every family does it at home. The turkey, the desserts, everything. Stuffing, gravy, cranberry sauce, and cakes and pies, and you name it, and squash. Autumn vegetables.
Squash is gorgeous. Squash. It's a beautiful vegetable. Root vegetable.
Yeah, exactly. Root vegetables. Yeah, pumpkin, of course.
Yeah. What's the other one you've got? You've got another big Independence Day.
July 4th, right.
Yeah, that's another.
Yeah, that's different. That's really backyard barbecues, hot dogs and hamburgers. And
hot dogs, get your hot dogs.
Beach parties, hot dogs and hamburgers on the barbecue, and going to a local park for, grilling burgers and hot dogs. It's a little different. Yeah. Much simpler.
Yeah. Do you do turkey at Christmas?
That's true. Yeah. Christmas is another turkey feast, or a baked ham, a really large baked ham. A lot of people like to do that together, both of them or one or the other.
Baked ham, is that gammon?
What is gammon?
Gammon's pork.
Yeah. It's a big chunk of ham, like 5 pounds, 10, salty. 15 pounds. And it's seasoned a lot of times with pineapple and cloves or whatever seasoning people put on. And it's very, very good. It's very tasty,
Lovely. Yeah. Is it salty? It's a salty meat.
Can be salty. Yeah. So depends how you cook it and where you buy it,
we call that gammon.
Okay.
Gammon.
Yeah, I never heard that before. Now, I've always fantasized about a Charles Dickens Christmas dinner with the goose that's hanging in the window that Tiny Tim brings back to Mr. Scrooge. And I've never had goose. It's not common in America. You can find it, but it's not common at all.
Yeah. I love Charles Dickens. Where I grew up in England, a place called Maidstone, it's sort of 10 miles away from Rochester, which is Charles Dickens has a really strong connection to Rochester.
Really?
There's a house there that he used to live in, and he all along the high street you've got like Restoration House.
Is that a tourist attraction, that house?
For sure. Yeah, they also
knew that. And
they do a Dickens festival once a year.
Oh, that's incredible. I have to look that up because I'm a big fan.
Yeah, Rochester.
Yeah,
it's actually a city. It's actually a city because it's got a cathedral. It's got a beautiful castle, beautiful cathedral, lovely high street. My mum, we used to live in a little village called Borstal, and she used to send me on my bicycle down into the town to buy these cheese and bacon turnovers. She'd say, "Oh, Jamie, go and get me some cheese and bacon turnovers."
Yeah. Next year is probably the last time I can ever get to England, where I've never been. And I've wanted to do that my whole life. And I just can't believe I've never been there. And I didn't know about this Charles Dickens and Rochester at all. So I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, Rochester, which is in the Medway Towns,
yeah.
Southeast. So it's not far from London. You take a train from London and be there in 45 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. See, this is the kind of information that's really good,
Hey, you furnished me with a lot of information about Regina.
Regina, right.
I'll never forget the stream that you did dedicated to Regina in Canada.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk in Canada. I mean, it's maybe the number one topic in Canada is the provinces of Alberta and Saskatchewan separating from the Federation, the national government, because have you heard anything about that where you are?
No.
They are so angry at the government in Ottawa because they contribute like multiple times in revenue to the federal government from taxation and oil and all that, and they get a pittance back from the federal government, and all that money goes to the poutine eaters in Ontario and all that, and they're just furious with the federal government, Trudeau, and now this current guy. So it's very possible that those two provinces will become independent nations, or there's a lot of talk that they want to join the United States as the next 51st and 52nd state. And Trump is all for it.
Are they on the border, like geographically speaking?
They're directly north of Montana, right on the northern border.
Are these French-speaking provinces?
No, the French speakers are Eastern Canada, like Montreal and Quebec. These are, from my limited experience of not being there, They're really rugged, individual. It's cattle country, agriculture country, oil country, and separate completely from the leftist, types in Ottawa, Toronto, who get all the money that Alberta generates, and they get nothing for it.
Yeah, well, that's often the case. I mean, we've got a similar thing
but they're
the UK.
furious about it. I mean, really,
right?
And the whatever you call the position, the governor or the prime minister, whatever, I don't know the title.
Yeah,
for
I mean, it's Prime Minister.
Saskatchewan. Yeah,
Justin
they're
Trudeau.
absolutely for this, joining together and forming a new country, or joining the
we have these conversations, like Scotland. Scotland's a big, like, they generate a lot of revenue for the UK with the oil revenues. So obviously that money goes into central government, and then the argument is, okay, are we getting a fair shake? Are we getting proportionately a fair shake?
Yeah.
And it's all over. We get that as well in Spain. You've got certain regions that generate more revenue than others, and they naturally will want a greater share of that. So it's a difficult balancing act to keep everyone happy.
Well, this is, from what I see here, it's like the biggest story in Canada. They're really outraged in those two provinces, and they're allowed to leave their federation, or whatever you call the national government. When Scotland voted 10 or 20 years ago, if they wanted to be independent from the UK, or stay as is, I thought they would just vote to separate and become its own country, separated from the Queen, the British stuff. And they didn't. They voted to keep it as is, which I don't know the pros and cons, but I thought they would want to just have their own separate country, but they didn't choose that.
So they've done a referendum fairly recently?
I think this was 10 or 20 years ago.
Okay.
And it was big news here because we don't understand, well, why, I know the history, but why wouldn't Wales and Scotland just say, screw this, we want to be our own country? But I guess they're content.
Well, there's pros and cons. Going it alone it does have its pros, but it also has its cons. And you know what these people are like? They start meddling in. You go alone, they'll start pulling other levers to make it difficult for you. So there's pros and cons with trying to break up.
Yeah, let me answer or address Little Dave's
Absolutely.
question. Morty, who's responsible for the death of the National Guardsmen in D.C.? Two of them were shot. One of them, a woman, died today, President Trump announced. The other still in critical condition. It was an Afghani terrorist who was admitted into the country under the Biden administration with full clearance, no vetting. He's one of the millions of people who've come into this country under Biden without any vetting at all. That's who's responsible. It was a terror act.
I mean, it's definitely terrorism, of course. They're saying that he obviously he's from Afghanistan. He lived in Afghanistan and was working with the Americans, like the CIA and whatnot. And then as part of when it all, came to an end, they helped him come to America.
Flew all those, under Biden, when they flew those planes of the Afghanis to get out of there.
Right.
They didn't get women and children. They got military-age men who were jumping on the plane without any vetting, no background checks. Despite what Biden said, this is the truth story.
I see.
And it's totally unlike the millions of people, the 10 million, 20 million who've crossed the border under the Biden-Obama administration. They just walk into the country totally unknown, no background check. It is a bit. There is a bit more detail than that. How many terrorists or sleeper cell people have entered under Biden's time?
They're saying that he worked alongside the CIA in Afghanistan. So I think
but that's not that doesn't mean that they get the stamp of approval. Mafia people work with the CIA and
true. Very true.
And all kinds of terrorist groups.
I think what's happened is he's gone rogue. Basically, he's just gone rogue.
Yeah. JBJB, 11.99 euros, super sticker. Thank you very much for that support, JBJB.
Obrigado. Bom dia. Good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
AD, he did right. Okay. It was a guy granted asylum in April by... No, you got it wrong, baby. You got it wrong. Anyway, okay. It's all right.
Yeah, good morning, AD Never Calling.
Yeah, you're up late,
doing
AD.
Good.
Well done. All right, so
Mate, listen, with Crappy, me and you, we have dulcet tones. We should between us be able to put half the audience to bed. Let's talk them to bed.
Yeah, Rich Mitch said earlier he has rheumatoid arthritis and just took gabapentin to help him alleviate the pain and get to sleep. And I mentioned this show is only going to help him fall asleep faster. And the two of us together will really take care of him.
Yeah, arthritis is not a nice thing.
I've never had that,
day,
but
day
I know people who have, and it's awful.
I think it's probably as bad as a toothache.
AD $9.99 super chat coming in at 1 o'clock in the morning. Thank you so much, AD, for the channel's support. Hi, Crappy and Jamie. Quality programming in an intelligent atmosphere. Oh, thank you.
That's nice. Very kind of you. Quality programming in an intelligent atmosphere.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it that way.
I just woke up. I took a hydrocodone. That's called Vicodin. And went to bed early. Right, Vicodin doesn't work for me. I need Percdan or Percocet, whatever it's called, or something stronger. Vicodin is like given by dentists after dental work or something like that, but it's very short-lived for the pain relief, I found. But anyway, great. All right, so here's a typical Thanksgiving person carving up the turkey, and
is that a typical American?
Yeah. It could be an illegal Afghani.
It looks like a typical.
Looks like a typical American.
Mama.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Have you eaten roast turkey yourself? Have you ever eaten
I think it's absolutely shit.
Shit, really? Have you ever
it's just dry.
Have you? It can be dry, and that's the key about cooking it. It's got to be. You have to open up the oven door and keep basting it with the juices,
moist,
the fat, the juices, the butter. You have to keep. Every 20-30 minutes, keep drenching it with the butter. It'll come out very tender. If you don't do that, it's very dry.
So at Christmas, I appreciate traditions, but I'm not willing to. We do sort of one big dinner a year, and I just stick with leg of lamb, a gorgeous leg of lamb, New Zealand leg of lamb.
Do you have that with mint jelly?
Mint sauce, sauce. Can do. Mint sauce is an option.
I love it with mint jelly or mint sauce. Yeah. Let me get that picture back. So here's a turkey, and they're really funky, ugly kind of bird. They're not very attractive birds, They're a wild bird here, and of course they're mass produced. Poultry industry, and turkeys are fun for hunting. A lot of people are turkey shooters, turkey hunters. They use a shotgun with a bird shot, and you just blast the fuck out of the thing, and you cook them up.
What about the pellets?
Well, those are pellets. Yeah, very small pellets, not large pellets. They're very tiny, and you just blast the fuck out of them, and you take them back to the ranch or to your house, and you chop them up and eat them, and it's delicious. Yeah.
You don't eat the pellets?
No, you obviously don't eat the pellets. No. A wild turkey like this, is probably, out there in the woods, living a beautiful life, totally healthy, is probably higher quality, more tasty, or higher quality meat than the supermarket turkey, which has been processed industrially,
Yeah. Organic,
completely.
Free
range. Another turkey. So you aim your shotgun at this thing and you just blast away. And but we love turkeys.
But how do you get the pellets out? Because
you just pick them out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what gauge. It's called bird shot. I don't know what you use for turkeys, like number 6 bird shot or something. But it's got a lot of little tiny pellets, and you just have to, pick them out, I guess. I've never gone hunting, so I don't know.
Just stuff the turkey.
Absolutely, yeah. The best part for me about turkey dinner is the stuffing and the gravy and the cranberry sauce. And truth be told, I would be totally happy with just a giant plate of stuffing, which is stuffed inside the turkey, so it's get all the fats and juices and taste, flavor. giant plate of stuffing, cranberry sauce, and gravy. Don't even need the turkey. But, yeah.
What's the frequency for doing the basting? The basting.
Basting. I'd have to look it up on a recipe.
Like, is it every 10 minutes or
every like 15 or 30 minutes? You have to open up the oven door and baste it. I made a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving, like in the 90s. I invited over a whole bunch of friends, and it came out great. It was phenomenal. But I was absolutely wiped out at the end of the night. Just absolutely wiped out from all the stress of putting it together with my friends and stuff. Yeah.
It's difficult, to get all the timing of the potatoes, the vegetables.
Right.
So it's all done at the same time.
Right.
Synchronization.
Right. Dodger, plenty of lead poisoning. Yeah, that's very interesting because I don't know what the bird shot is made of. It could be lead. They use a lot of copper now or steel. But maybe it's lead. I don't recall right now what birdshot is made of, what metal. But
yeah. In the sort of the farms where they grow them to slaughter, they just, I think they slit the throat or wring the neck.
Yeah, right. Sure.
They're not. Yeah, they're not, and they just fatten them up, right? As cheaply as possible.
Well, at the turkey industrial places, they just feed them all day long, and when they get all fattened, you got to buy an organic one, or they have all those growth hormones and shit in them.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. AD, if we had turkey and ham, I only bother with the ham. My wife makes a tremendous glaze. That's the word I was thinking of before. People make some kind of glaze for the ham, a sweet flavored glaze. Pineapple and clove, or I don't remember, honey. Honey also, and tastes great. Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Thanksgiving parade in New York?
Yes, because I grew up there. I went there several times, and it's freezing cold back at New York at that time. Freezing cold, and it's
So would that be today? Is that today?
It would have been today. Just ended. Yeah.
Oh right. Is it not Friday?
It's Friday morning at 1:00 in the morning, but Thanksgiving was yesterday, which just ended. Thursday.
Okay, so they do it on a Thursday.
It's on that
so today is the sales, Black Friday sales.
Friday is the big sales day. Many stores are closed on Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
I was going to go to Wendy's today for just a burger and fries, and they were closed. So many places are closed today. Yeah, but tomorrow it's total mayhem. If you go to a place like Costco or giant shopping malls, it's absolutely packed, or Walmart in particular, because they have big specials. If you get there like at 6 a.m, like a $5 toaster, $5 coffee maker. It's just Chinese garbage, but people go crazy to get those.
Yeah, I mean there are some pretty good deals.
Well, yeah. If you want to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you can have the discipline to sort of wait, it's literally probably 50 emails I've had in the last 24 hours about this Black Friday. All sorts of companies, Levi's, you name it. Oh yeah, 10% off, 20% off, and
I think it's the biggest shopping day of the year. I've heard that many times.
Isn't there Cyber Monday as well?
Well, yeah, but that came much later. That term, the day after Thanksgiving, which we call Black Friday, has been it's the kickoff of the Christmas season, the Christmas shopping season. So retailers base their entire year profits or success on the day of today, the day after Thanksgiving through Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And that makes or breaks most retail companies.
Do you do much in we call it the January sales?
Yeah, the New Year's sales.
Yeah.
Those are good.
So as a child, we would save our money, like Christmas money, and then in January, I think it's like January 1st, 2nd, that's when the January sales would start.
Yeah. Have you ever had a goose? I mean, for Christmas or anything like that?
I vaguely remember something. I remember as a kid, my stepdad, he one year he bought this bird, and it was stuffed with like 10 birds.
Oh yeah, it's I know.
Pheasant, partridge, and all sorts.
Yeah, that's an old King Henry VIII favorite.
Yeah, so presumably a goose might have made it in there.
Yeah, they call that like a turducken. It's a turkey stuffed with a chicken, stuffed with a duck. Turducken. I've never had that, but for a King Henry VIII kind of glutton,
A banquet.
A banquet. It must be just great. Yeah, because you take that duck and you shove it up in the chicken, and you shove the chicken up in the turkey, and you just cook the hell out of it, and it must be great. Yeah.
Yeah, China as well. They also have a huge sale. Once I think it's the moon year, or they have a huge sale. The sales.
Yeah. Hey, let's look at one more picture here. Do they have turkeys in England? I've never heard
big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at Christmas, it's
no, I mean wild turkeys out there
no, not wild.
Yeah, it's not a native animal to England.
Yeah, you wouldn't find. I mean, you might one that escaped, but yeah, you get them like that are being farmed.
Maybe some when no one was looking, some went on a freighter, and when they docked in Liverpool, they got off and no one was looking, and they created turkeys.
So you actually have wild turkeys?
Yeah, it's a native species here.
Do they cause any problems?
I've never lived where there were wild turkeys where I saw them, but they're all over the country. Certain areas they're very easy to find. Go hunting for.
I tell you what we do have where I live: wild boars.
Bulls.
Boars.
Wild boars. That's like East Texas. Yeah. Feral pigs. Feral hogs.
Yeah.
We call them.
They're very problematic because they end up on the roundabouts, digging up all the beautiful flowers. You see them trotting along on the beach.
Yeah, East Texas and Arkansas are two of the areas most populated with feral hogs, and these things are nasty and vicious.
Oh yeah.
And you can go there and go like with a group of guys or women, whatever, and rifles and shotguns, and just shoot them all day long because they're an invasive species.
We've got that here. We've got a new sort of hunting decree. Basically, it's an overpopulation issue.
They even have helicopter hunting rides where you get a helicopter, you and the guys, with a real pilot kind of thing, and you like in Apocalypse Now, you hang out, you shoot them from the helicopter as it swings by over the feral hogs. You just blast the hell out of them.
What about wild horses?
Wow, that's pretty rare in America now. Maybe in Wyoming, Montana, those places, Colorado, they still have wild horses. But
we have quite a good population of wild horses in the UK, in the New Forest, Dorset, these areas, Devon. You'll find wild horses.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
AD $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, AD Never Calling.
Right. What's the sticker?
And
Bravo. His sticker is a Bravo. It looks like a fox.
And these are big birds. You can't use a .22 rifle. It won't take them out. You gotta use a shotgun and blast them.
In Australia, you find wild kangaroos.
Well, of course, yeah.
And dingoes.
Dingoes, of course, yeah. And let's these birds can, when you buy a turkey at the supermarket, or it depends on the weight. So like a 10 pound would be considered a small size. You can get them 20 pounds, even bigger. That would be like a whole family feast, 20 pounds or high or bigger. But what's great about cooking a turkey at home is the whole house gets the aroma of the roasting turkey, and that's worth it because that's just fantastic, And like if you were
it dominates the oven, the real estate of the oven. It dominates the space.
Oh, right, yeah.
Would you put it on the night before or in the morning, like 6 a.m.?
People who do this, they have to start preparing in the morning because it takes a long time to fully cook.
Yeah, which is why you're zonked at the end of the day.
Right, so
all is done.
Plus all the other dishes that that the housewife or the family is making. It's a really big thing to make. It's a real ordeal. So I would imagine after a day of cooking and preparing and serving and drinking that there's no romance that night when the parents go to bed because they're just wiped out, you know.
Right.
Unless they have great stamina. I don't know.
Yeah, likely not. I also see the mac and cheese in the background.
Mac and cheese, that'll work. Yeah. Here's squash, all mashed up. That would be a standard squash, pumpkin, any kind of root vegetable, parsnips, any kind of squash. There's so many varieties of squash, you know, and corn on the cob, all kinds of pies and cake and potatoes. Sweet potatoes is a big one. Yams and sweet potatoes, you know. Here's a typical, this is not a real picture, but this is typical, all kinds of squash and fruit. And these are all autumn New England kind of things that the Indians and the Pilgrims would have had, you know, apples, pumpkins, wild turkeys, and fine Irish Scotch maybe. Now, a tradition here in the U.S. with the turkey is every year at Thanksgiving, the president does a thing at the White House lawn where he pardons the turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow they select a turkey. This year they had 2 turkeys. Here's one of them right here. And the president issues an official pardon, which means this guy his life will be saved.
So does he choose between the 2 of them?
No. In this case, this year they had 2 of them for some reason.
Right. Okay, they pardoned 2.
So they're pardoned and they have a long, happy life. They're not going to go to the butcher shop and be someone's dinner. But when they go in the White House, they have a traditional Thanksgiving feast and they eat some other turkey, you know.
Mm-hmm. So this turkey is not going to be slaughtered.
No, he was. I don't know the procedure, but he was selected to be him and his friend. They got the official presidential pardon. Here's Melania, the first lady.
Yeah,
and
that looks like a really good. That looks like a really good turkey, like a high-end turkey.
Yeah, this looks a lot more attractive than. They may have
the red
this particular turkey, and his friend looked just like him, big white fluffy turkey. They may have picked this turkey and his friend based on his photogenic appeal, as opposed to some guy like this. You look at this guy and you go, fuck, just chop his head off and eat him. You know. So
very different.
Yeah, so he's a fashion model.
So you get turkeys in like black and white, like different colors.
I guess they come in all different kinds of colors. Like here's black with brown.
Yeah.
And, it's the same guy. Yeah. All kinds of brown and orange and red and all kinds of colors. Yeah.
Is it best to eat a female turkey or a male turkey?
Now, a turkey chef would probably have an answer for you. I don't know if there's a difference. That's a great question, though. AD's going to bed. Have a good night. Sleep. AD ate a huge feast today, so he's probably stuffed.
No romance. No romance.
No romance tonight, probably. Yeah. So,
in all likelihood.
Yeah. Now, like last year, when Biden did this, when Biden was president, he did the same thing, but he didn't know where he was or what he was doing. He just stood there for the cameras. He had no idea what was happening.
He's ill now, isn't he? He
does have some form of cancer, and he's totally senile and suffering from dementia. They just wheel him around for a photo session and take him back. You know. So he probably just had a bowl of oatmeal for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh God, a bottle.
A bottle, right? Yeah.
Bottle of milk.
The guy is just a total basket case, and has been for years. So, yeah. So that's so
who's that man? Who's that?
I don't know who that is. That might be the man from. That might be a representative of the American Turkey Council or something like that. You know, or maybe he's a senator from the state where the turkey came from. I don't know.
Yeah, or from the farmers.
He may be from the Farmer Turkey Commission or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's the Secretary of Agriculture. Maybe. I don't know. So let's say you were at a big Thanksgiving feast, and for dinner you have apple pie, cherry pie, pumpkin pie, blueberry pie, et cetera, et cetera. Which would you choose, do you think, first?
Apple pie. No, not
pie.
canned. No, I want whole food.
No, I'm saying pecan pie. Pecan pie.
Oh, pecan. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
tell you what.
another
I've got
big
some
one.
really nice pecan caramel nuts that I got from Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
But I would go for an apple pie.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple pie, blueberry pie, peach pie, cherry pie. Well, peach pie wouldn't be in season, so that would not be usual.
Yeah, all of these are quite sweet.
Very
cherries.
Pumpkin pie,
yeah.
very sweet. Cherry pie is very sweet. Yeah.
Apple. I'd go for apple.
Me too. Apple is
any custard. Any custard?
Yeah, anything. Ice cream, pudding.
Oh,
custard,
yes.
Yeah, whatever. It's up to the family to make whatever they want. But the staples are the turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, gravy, potatoes, sweet potatoes or regular potatoes or mashed potatoes or both, or corn, some kind of vegetables. But and you just eat more. You just like the buffet at a hotel. You just go back and get more and more, and you totally get stuffed. Yeah.
Right, for days. For
days. And then there's so much
home.
leftover food, so you're eating turkey sandwiches for the rest of the week, or whatever. Yeah. But it's a great holiday. Everybody loves it,
As Dodger would, he'd be making turkey curries.
Sure, you're right. Yeah. So I was, I actually went on the Horology Dungeon show last night, and I really didn't want to. I don't go on that channel anymore because some of the people who appear there or run it or pull strings on the channel, I just want no connection with at all.
Yeah.
But Easy Company was hosting it last night.
Sure.
And the guy in Hanoi, the English teacher.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, of course.
He was desperate for a panelist, and he's going, Morty, come on, go on. So after about a half hour, I said, well, I'll go on. So, but I was ready to leave if the haters showed up, which they didn't. And I was there for about 3 or 4 hours. It was quite nice, It was a very calm, relaxed. And then later, more people came on the panel, and it turned into Narc and others, and it turned into and Bateman, and it became a real dungeon, animal environment.
Beast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but it was a pretty interesting show. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Easy seems to be quite fond of you.
Well, I get along with him just fine. I don't find it. I mean, he calls people names, which I don't really care for that. But the names that he calls people are not like the racist, anti-Semitic names. He just calls them, stupid names.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, in a dungeon format, that's typical, But other channels, they do the racist, flat out racist anti-Semitism name calling.
Sure.
Which
but your channel's very civil.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to do that. Keep it civilized. Yeah, I don't want any psychopaths on this channel, racists, anti-Semites, and just psychopathic haters, vicious people. Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's good to be decent. Just decency, politeness, be respectful to one another.
So you were in the YouTube news some days ago when you were in Dubai. We don't have to get into it, but you were putting a strike on that guy's channel and then another channel, and you were getting some what's it called, splashback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to provoke the situation, but I did. I have my reasons.
Sure.
I'm not attacking them, but for some reason they've chosen to attack me, to try and hurt me, to abuse me, and whatever. So I just responded with the measure that was available to me. I have the right, according to YouTube, is to say you're using my image, and I do not, use my image, but don't use my image to abuse me or to hurt me.
Harassment and bullying.
And all the rest of it. Like,
Well, this is what they do.
There's no need for it.
Many of those channels are just their primary theme is viciousness.
What have I done to Curly? Like, what did I ever do to you? What did I ever say to you or say? I've never done anything to Curly.
Well, we don't mention that.
For some reason,
really. But,
yeah. So anyway, I did. But I think probably the best solution is that I just take a back seat and just step away for several months. Nothing's going to change. This is the system. This is what it's all about. So I can't bring about change, and nor do I even want to bring about change. Right. So the best thing for me is control.
You can't change raging, vicious haters. They're not going to change.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not. But equally, that's the business model, which is to have rage and viciousness, and that in turn drives the revenue, right?
Isn't that sick? Isn't that really?
But it also has its by consequences, which is it drives certain people away, and I don't want to be a part of that.
And it also, as a consequence, attracts similarly minded, hateful, vicious people who get off on it.
Yeah.
So So last time
I saw one guy. Listen to this, right? Listen, this is how fucked up things are. One guy goes, "I'd love to see Curly make an AI video."
We don't mention that name on this channel.
Okay, yeah.
Just say that guy.
Yeah. I'd love to. So I saw this comment. I'd love to see Beep make an AI video of Jamie taking his girlfriend to the abortion clinic to get an abortion.
Jesus.
Like, why do you want to see that video? What? Okay. See the video, one thing, but what do you want to see? Do you want to see my reaction to that? You want to see me squirm? You want to see what is it that's making you so excited to see that video?
Well, the answer is these people inside are almost or completely soulless, and they lack, especially the psychopaths, they lack any capability. They're not capable of sympathy or empathy because of their psychological condition. They don't have the ability for empathy or sympathy, and that's
70 million
one of the definitions of a psychopath. So they derive extreme pleasure from the misery they cause on other people, and that misery that they put out comes from inside their guts, where they're tormented with the realization that they're such a loser and failure in their life, drugs, prison, arrests, going to court, family troubles, lack of education, whatever it is, and they take all that inner torment and they splash it out, they spill it out to other people who have nothing to do with them, but they just pick on other people, and then they're not capable of feeling or the awareness of the pain they inflict on other people. And some people can't handle that pain, and they're driven to extreme situations.
Yeah, they're getting a kick from, as I say, trying to see someone squirm and get uncomfortable.
It's a lot of sadism satisfaction too. And there are people like that,
so it's just bizarre. I saw this comment.
Well, I mean, you look at
I want to see a video of Jamie going to an abortion. Like, what the hell, man?
They would enjoy that content.
I'm trying to understand the mindset. What is so exciting about that? What is it that
they make,
you are seeking?
It's making fun of you. So you're a totally.
What is he going to see? Like,
well, they're not going to see anything, but it's making fun of you.
But I don't.
Whatever
it's not fun. I'm not laughing. I'm not feeling sad. I'm not.
Them the viciousness of the video content of making fun and insulting.
But this person's completely way off the mark.
That provides them.
Me going to an abortion clinic as one of 70 million people that do that each year. For me, that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. It could be a different topic,
but they derive their quote sick fun from making somebody else, they're putting down the other people, even though because they're superior in their own mind, but they're not. They're the lowest form, but they just put down. It's all projection of their own inadequacies.
Correct.
Yes,
projection.
Correct. Because they know
Big
deep
time.
inside they've failed in their life. So it's not a matter of money either. It's as failure as a human being.
Decent people don't bring each other down.
No,
you
uplift.
build each other up. You encourage people. You come on, mate. You can do this. Like try and achieve this. Try and achieve that. Right. You don't bring people down.
No. So they project their own inadequacies and failure and inner torment and pain. They project out their hate to others, but when you listen to them carefully, everything they do applies to them completely. Right. But people don't see it that way. They're not aware of what's happening psychologically.
No, so whatever they project on someone is actually coming from their own.
It's coming from them. And in many cases it is so obvious. You don't have to be a medical doctor, psychiatrist to see it. It's so obvious.
Yeah. And also I'm conscious, like the more you hang around, like for me, the more I hang around in this environment, this is gonna, infect me. I'm gonna become one of them. I'm gonna, because you hang around with 10 negative people, you're gonna be the 11th negative.
It rubs
person.
off on you. Yeah.
It rubs off on you. So I'm realizing that, and I've got to pull myself back because there's nothing good coming from being in this environment.
Slammed around sometimes by those people with insults. I hear it sometimes, and it's based on nothing that you've done. They just pick on everybody. Now, of all people who I've noticed is now getting picked on and insulted, and the put downs is Ozzy Expat, and I've met him. We got along. I think he's one of the more superior people on all these channels. I mean. And
I met him twice.
Much. I mean, my
lovely guy
is superior to the people on these channels, but
lovely guy, very accomplished.
Yes.
Great father, family man, and all the rest of it. He's got way more good to offer to the world. Why is he the target? What
he's been on my channel quite a number of times. I really enjoy talking with him. I learn things every time. Oh, not about this or that, and he's at my level of having a nice conversation about anything, and he's someone you can learn from. But because he's been appearing on my show quite a bit, as of recent, he's now been talked about on those hate channels, making fun of him, videos, memes, caricatures in their avatars, and it's all based on, because he is so far advanced in his life, further on in his life with success, and these people are just failed at so many points in their life. It's envy.
Successful
and
people are not writing on YouTube trying to bring other people down. That's not what a successful person would do.
There's nothing to pick on him about, but they just pick on him because he works out at home with dumbbells and exercise machine. He's into this or that or whatever, and there's nothing to pick on, but they just pick on him because it makes them feel better, because deep inside, in their soulless heart, they know that they're just a loser, failure, and they've accomplished nothing to what they could be.
Reminds me of the like the Colosseum, where the crowds vying for the blood,
correct,
cheering for the blood, the gore, the goo, and
well, I've said that many times, because a lot of those people say, well, it's entertainment. And I go, well, it's entertainment in the sense of the Roman Colosseum, putting the tigers and lions to kill Christians.
But
gladiatorial combat and chopping people's, cutting people to death with swords.
It's entertainment at someone's expense. Someone has to be expended.
So if you ask the Romans at the Colosseum, they would say, "Oh, this is entertainment. We love this," but it's sick.
But I think this is more a reflection on where society is. It's not necessarily just this watch community on YouTube. I think it's a reflection of society. So, but for every, for all these
games would have been play baseball, go swimming, take a hike, ride your bike around town. Now the kid sits at home and plays games on the computer, killing everything and blowing things up all day long.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
But I will say, we're obviously touching on what is a negative subject, and we're bringing it up and whatnot. But I will say, for all the in-person meets that I've done, there's some very nice people in this space. Like, there's some good people.
There are, yeah, but there were more because many have left. Because they just don't want. Because they have normal, functional, good lives, and they've realized these people are nuts. And why hang around such a negative, hateful, awful environment? It doesn't make any sense. Hello, Gampers. Good morning from New York City. Yeah, I didn't do anything special for food yesterday, just a regular day. I didn't have any turkey dinner special thing. I didn't go out, or I just stayed home. Yeah, no sardines or pastrami sandwiches, nothing special.
How cold is New York at the moment?
New York around now is probably in the 30s. Okay, so just above freezing. So it can be very, very cold.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah, I did New York one year, and it was freezing.
Yeah,
freezing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was brutal. And the wind chill. Oh, it was.
Oh yeah,
it was awful.
It could be below 32 freezing as well sometimes.
Yeah. I woke up really early, and it was like 6 a.m. I thought, I'm going to go to Central Park. I walked a couple of blocks, and I was so cold. I had to go back to the hotel and just stay in the warm.
Yeah. Where you are, do you get very, very cold weather?
No, not at all. I'm in the south of Spain, in Malaga, and it's very similar to California weather. Very similar. Yeah. So it never freezes. Right now, it's still early in the morning, but it'll be around 20 Celsius.
Right.
Which is 68 Fahrenheit.
Right. So it's very nice.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, I'm sitting here. I've got the window open. It's super comfortable. I go 2 hours on a flight to Dodger, and he's got minus whatever, below zero.
Right. From the news that I see here, Poland and Hungary are two of the safest countries in all of Europe, because they don't
100%.
invite in these quote, refugees. They want nothing to do because they know they know what the enemy is. And
I'll tell you an interesting observation. So I just came back from Dubai. They have a lot of people that have come to their country, right? So the population of the UAE is 10% Emiratis, which is the nationals,
right?
90% foreigners, 90% from all around the world that have come in. However, and this is the key point here, you will never get citizenship, right? So they therefore hold the card to say at any point in the future, enough's enough, thank you very much, please go home. They reserve that right. Whereas if you go to UK, you go to Spain, you go wherever, America, 5 years you get citizenship, and that of course changes the future for that country.
Sure, exactly. Probably most of those people who go to Dubai are lower level economic people looking for guaranteed jobs, hotel jobs, restaurant.
Well, you cannot be there. You cannot be there without paying your way. Right?
Yeah.
So there's
and they get good employment there, better than back in the Philippines or wherever they're from.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got a big Indian population, Pakistani, Filipino. Obviously, the Filipino, that's sort of domestic help. The Indians, they're doing all sorts of construction, driving jobs, and all the rest of it. But I mean, we shouldn't generalize, because when you look at the sort of top 10 richest people in the UAE, a good chunk of them are Indian. Who have done incredibly well going to the UAE and trading and all the rest of it. So Yeah, very, very successful. I mean,
yeah, I knew a girl who worked at a convenience store in Japan, and she was Filipino. She was one of the nicest girls I've ever met anywhere. She was like 30 years old, and, a woman, and she was thrilled to be. She was so happy to be living in Japan compared to her hometown back in the Philippines, and and she had no plans to go back.
I mean, they've all benefited. I mean, these Filipino girls from the village with very, very little, they've managed to go abroad, and on the whole, they're treated really, really well. They earn money, they support their families, and they lift their families out of poverty back home.
That's right.
Same with the Bangladeshi construction guy. He goes to Dubai, he works hard, he earns his money, he does 5-10 years, and then he goes home, builds a house, starts a business, and there you go. He's lifted his family out of poverty.
Right. Now, all those people are legal in Dubai.
Oh yeah, completely. You have to be. There's no.
They don't tolerate the stuff.
No, you're gone.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why I really, really respect the way the UAE are doing things, because they ultimately have the final card. At any point in the future, they can say enough is enough. We've done this experiment. Goodbye. Please leave.
Right.
Whereas the UK, they don't have that option, right? You come in, do 5 years, you get citizenship. So that's it. Permanent residence and all the rest of it. You can't.
Yeah, well, the most common baby name now in the UK is Mohammed for boys.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Yeah. And the country is totally on the way out unless people act up and protect their country. And King Charles certainly has done nothing to protect his country, nor Queen Elizabeth. And I'm not part of the UK, but they've just invited all these people to come in, and it's just arithmetic,
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, the Caucasian man and woman, they're having one kid these days. Asian families
these
having 4
people,
or 5
they
kids.
come in and they have 5, 6, 7 kids, and the English family has 1 or 2, and in 50 years the country's gone completely. So they don't have to fire a weapon. It's colonization. It's not immigration.
But nobody's got anyone to blame but themselves.
That's right. It's the leaders of Britain.
Yeah,
destroyed themselves, and Germany and other Sweden and so on. Yeah,
I think you are seeing a change of direction, though. We are now seeing, like, for example, Poland's turned out to be very popular with the way that they've handled this situation. So,
well, they don't let these people in. Same with Hungary.
Correct. And that's now spreading across. I think what you're going to find next is Nigel Farage will win the next election with reform, and of course his policies are going to be, very similar to Trump. It's going to be that style of politics. So I think, you are seeing. Listen, there is a case for when asylum and people in need, but there's also taking the piss and abusing.
Right.
The system.
And it's all men of military age who are emigrating to the country there. It's not women and children primarily.
We've seen
40-year-old men.
So Spain's actually turned. It's not been a problem. What Spain's been, because the people coming to Spain they're integrating very well, because typically they're coming from Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador. So these are Spanish speakers. So it's very easy for them to integrate. Whereas, you go to the UK, you don't speak the language. How do you integrate? And that's where there's a lot of friction, where they're not integrating socially.
Right.
Gampers, Jamie, will German Street be around in the next 50 years, Habibi? I think so, for sure.
Yeah, but they'll be making burqas, not tailored men.
No, come on. Well, they'll be making what do you call it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true. I mean,
no,
businessmen will need a place to get men's suits, of course.
Everything will be all right. Everything will turn out all right.
You think so? Okay. The England of Robin Hood and
they're not.
It's over. Completely over.
Humans are humans, right? You present me a Bangladeshi man, I'll find commonality with him. Like human to human, we're all the same. We all want similar things. We want to educate our children. We want to live in safety. We want to have prosperity with work and so on. So I struggle to, on a human to human, one to one level. But yeah, socially, you do have the degradation of your degrading of your society. It's only natural, and the same with the UAE. There's many Emiratis that do not speak Arabic, right? Which is because they're all speaking English, and for me that's heartbreaking. I feel so sad.
Well, people who've come in here under the Biden years have zero interest in becoming Americans. They form their own communities and just have zero interest in American life, American culture. They're just here for the benefits and the colonization aspect, which people
I try
it's
to
absolutely true. Yeah.
I try to put myself in their feet, because I am a guy that did emigrate and all the rest of it from the UK. So we see that here as well, and in actual fact, I've seen it all over the world. You see the Chinese community, they naturally swarm together and they create their own little communities, the Chinese shops and so on. So same in Spain, the British are all together.
Well, yeah, I mean, New York, LA, Chicago, these are
together.
cities of neighborhoods, of ethnic neighborhoods, and that's fine. The difference is the people who've been led into the country have no interest in becoming Americans, but their individual neighborhoods. They want to, like I said, it's all part of a plan for conquest by colonization. And it's absolutely the case. But anyway, let's move on to a different topic, because
where were we? What's on the next slide?
That's the last picture I have for the show.
Okay.
Yeah. I talked about a year ago, and you were at that time, maybe longer, you were getting your new deluxe luxury toilet bathroom. And I didn't talk to you since after that. How did the new toilet work out? Is it first class?
Yeah. Well, first class is, of course, down to the person to decide. I mean, yeah, I'm extremely pleased.
Right.
Very comfortable toilet, I will add.
Comfortable, that's what you want, right?
Yeah. No, it's turned out really well. It was nice. Quite it was an interesting process to go through, like trying to choose the marbles, the toilets, and all the rest of it, and going through that whole experience. But yeah, it turned out really well. I'm pleased.
Last night on the Dungeon Show, I had never heard this story before, but Bateman or somebody else brought up the story about when Easy Company met Suckerhorn and Archie in Bangkok, and they went out that night for a curry dinner, okay, and Easy Company's stomach was gurgling and all that, and he couldn't hold back enough. He had an emergency bathroom visit, and he happened to be in Suckerhorn's hotel room. So he said, "Is it okay if I use your bathroom?" And he said, "Sure." He couldn't even wait to get to the lobby men's room. It was that much of an emergency. And what came out was, when he went into Suckerhorn's bathroom, he absolutely blasted out the toilet and the pipes and just destroyed the bathroom, basically. It was very funny.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's he couldn't hold it, I guess.
Right. It was a code red.
Oh God. But it's hard to. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's hard to sort of just put yourself in his shoes. If you've really got to go, you've really got to go.
I felt bad for Suckerhorn, because he must have been just toxic in that room. I'm sure he had the windows wide open and all that. Yeah.
Well, I think you might have had to leave the door closed to the bathroom, and
right. Well, yeah. Or ask housekeeping to bring up an air freshener spray bottle and fumigate the bathroom. Yeah.
I had that situation with Red Shovel in Dubai. He really stunk the bathroom out. But gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, and in those cases, they just can't wait that extra 2 minutes to go in the hallway, get the elevator to the lobby bathroom. They're not going to make it. So,
yeah. I had that in London with Marcelo. He, we're staying in an apartment, and him and Mummy. I think Mummy was in the toilet, and then Marcelo was in the toilet, and he was taking forever. And so I really need to go to the toilet. But what can I do? We got one shared toilet. I had to wait.
Nicholas told the story of he was sharing a room. He's sharing a bathroom with Marcelo in Japan. They were in Osaka, I think he said, and it was a separate room, but they had a shared bathroom. And Marcelo had to walk into Nick's room to get to the bathroom, which is no problem. And he said he was in there for about an hour, and Nick could hear all these grunting sounds and stuff from the bathroom. And he was in there, not only taking a dump, but he was whacking off for most of that time. Jesus. And Nick said he was lying in bed, and he opened, and then Marcelo came out of the bathroom. He was soaking wet in sweat.
What the hell?
And he may have been wearing a towel or a bathrobe or something, and it just destroyed his bathroom.
So the bathroom, 2 bedrooms, but one of the bathrooms was in Nick's bedroom. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Poor Nick. That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
But am I surprised? No.
And the thing that's amazing to me is they both have enough money to get their own room with their own bathroom. Why would they have to? Let's share a bathroom. Let's get 2 rooms with 1 bathroom.
Yeah, that's sort of.
I don't understand.
I know where this stems from. This, of course, they have enough money to pay for their own rooms and all the rest of it. But this actually stems from Archie and Archie's pleading poverty and it's hard, it's expensive, blah blah blah, and that seems to have rubbed off on everyone. Like as we're doing these trips, I was staying in a room in Dubai, and the watch apprentice, he had the belief that we were going to be sharing a bed, and I was like, no mate, we could share a room, but we're not sharing a bed.
Why would he have thought you would be sharing?
Well, because it's got to the point where that seems to be now acceptable behavior in this community.
Now they
because
share a bed. They're all wearing a Rolex, but they have
Archie and Tim, they shared a bed, when they went to London and whatnot. So that's sort of been white labeled as okay behavior.
They shared a bed.
It's not okay behavior in my book. I'm not sharing a bed. No.
But both guys wearing a Rolex and they're sharing a bed.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow. Tim and Archie shared a bed at the hotel.
Yeah, in London.
Unbelievable.
In a Premier Inn.
To save what? To save $50?
Well, but that's the whole, and that of course was in 2020, 2021 when they were at the peak of their earnings.
Right.
And but it's the whole pleading poverty. Oh, it's hard. It's expensive.
It's hard. Haggle like a bitch.
Yeah. And Marcelo and all the rest. They've just replicated that blueprint of, send money now. It's expensive. Send super chats. Oh, it's hard and all the rest of it. But I ain't sharing no bed with no other man. Not happening.
There's just no way. I mean,
but he almost seemed offended that I was, that I took offense to him even wanting to share a bed.
Well, I understand his thinking because he's been indoctrinated or exposed to the Archie.
Yeah, exactly. That's
it. Got to count every penny, get a bargain, haggle like a bitch. Right. It's amazing.
Yeah. Indoctrination.
Right. And yeah, exactly. So how did you choose Malaga as the area you wanted to move to versus other places?
I never really chose it. I never sort of looked at a map and honed in on it or anything. So what happened is when I was at school, high school now, year 11, I was very, I was a naughty kid at school and very disruptive, and they got my I was living with my grandparents at the time, so they got my grandfather in at the school, and they said, look, we've got the exams coming up, the GCSE exams in I think it's like June. These next 6 months are very crucial. We don't want Jamie to be at school. We want him to study from home, and then come and do the exams, because that way they basically chose me and probably 10 other kids that were like the most disruptive to study from home. So I didn't study from home. I went and got a job working in sales, telephone sales in Maidstone, selling double glazing, doors, conservatories, over the telephone. So because I was working in sales, a friend's mum, Kim, she works in recruitment, and anyway, there was sales jobs that she was recruiting for in real estate, and she said, "Jamie, don't you work in sales?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, she basically had a contract to recruit people for the sales job. So that's how I actually ended up in Spain. But if I wasn't naughty at school and I wasn't chosen to study from home for those last 6 months, and then I didn't get that sales job, then of course she wouldn't have thought of me. So one thing leads to another, and it's funny how these things turn out, chance, opportunity, and whatnot. So yeah, that's how it came about. But I never sort of looked at a map and dreamed of moving to Spain or anything like that. I mean, what I wanted to do was I was going to be going to college to do a diploma in travel and tourism. So that's what I really wanted to do. I basically wanted to work on an airplane as a cabin crew. That was my that was the job that I was aiming for. Not because I'm it's necessarily any good, but it gave me the means to travel. So that's what I wanted. I wanted to travel. I wanted to get out of England and travel, go around the world, like as cabin crew. So when she offered me that job in Spain, it was like, yeah, great, I'll take it now. I can get traveling straight away. But it was very difficult to, because obviously parents, grandparents, no, you're too young. It's like 17, you can't go. But I literally begged them. I said, please let me go. I promise, because I was signed up to do that diploma in travel and tourism. So I promised them, I said, I'll come back in September. I said, let me just go do 5-6 months and I'll come back to do the college course. And I never came back. I just never came back.
Right. Yeah. Gamper says here, you'll see this in a work setting quite a bit. There's a certain sort who spends an inordinate amount of time in a stall rather than do their business at home. Right. People spend way too much time in the toilet when they're at the office or at home when they're supposed to be working. And
yeah.
But if you have a comfortable deluxe luxury toilet, I mean, it's hard to get up and get back.
Yeah, I think there's also without realizing there's an element of market. Like a cat marks its territory or a dog marks its territory. They spray, they piss. Right. Urine. So I think there's also humans have similar traits. They it's marking your territory. You want to go in there and mark your territory. Mark your territory in front of your office peers.
That makes sense.
Leave your scent.
Right. Makes sense. As pungent as it may be, but
as it may be. But I'm a creature of habit. I just every morning push the water, two glasses of water, 2 coffees, like clockwork. Go do the business.
Empty
have
the
a
bowels,
shower. Empty the bowels. Have a shower. That's it. Done for the day. One and done.
Right, and then you're all set.
Yep. Like I don't do 5 a day or 3 a day or 2 a day. One and done. Like clockwork. Same time every day.
Well, it's good to be in a routine like that.
Yeah, it is. Probably
you fall asleep pretty easily at the end of the day.
I do. Yeah, I sleep at 10 p.m. Wake up at 7.
Because your bowels are all cleaned out, you're fully urinated, you pushed all the water. You've focused on work, and everything's been done in a timely manner, organized, and 10 p.m. you're ready to. I'm tired.
I'm also, so when I say 2 coffees, that's 1 coffee with caffeine, 1 decaf, and then if I drink coffee throughout the day, it will also be decafs, and I don't put any sugar in the coffees, and I'm very. I actually think it does affect me if I have multiple caffeine coffees and sugary drinks. I can't sleep. So yeah, I clock off at 10 p.m. and I'm gone. And as I say, I don't wake up. I don't wake up to go to the bathroom during the night. I'm gone for the evening.
Well, your body's been kind of like not trained, but it's now in the routine of knowing that when you do wake up, you'll be taking pushing the water and releasing the water, bowel movement experience on the comfortable deluxe toilet, so it can wait until we wake up.
Yeah, first class.
First class, exactly.
Yeah, I'm a deep sleeper as well. I'm extremely deep.
Yeah. Have you ever had, this is a horrible question to ask of anyone on these channels, but have you ever had dreams that entail the personalities on these channels?
Yes.
That's happened to me a few times over the years, and when I wake up, I go like, "Holy shit, this is
I had. I mean, this was in the beginning when I was spending a lot of time going on Archie's show, right at the beginning. So Archie's show is 1 a.m., 3 a.m. sort of finishing time, and I would. Even if I didn't go on a show, I would have his show playing with a timer to turn the phone off.
Right.
So I would wake up in the morning and I would be hearing the words super chat. And
oh my god,
oh mate, that wasn't good. That wasn't.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. These are the words. Super chat, guys. Super chat. And that's what I was hearing in my mind when I was waking up.
Do you know whose voice that was?
Just whoever. Like Archie, Bear, and God knows who. Super chat, guys. Super chat.
Well, if you watch certain channels over like 3 or 4 hours over the day or at nighttime, you'll probably hear the word super chat now. You probably hear it 50, 100 times.
And if I'm dozing off to those words, super chat, and then so it does play with the mind.
Wow,
so that's about as far as dreaming of people goes.
Right. Well, that's pretty interesting. Would you classify those as nightmares or just
not nightmares, but just timely reminders that
too much time on
mate?
The shows.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hey, Spring, you're up late. Your dream has been interrupted by a YouTube ad. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what would really be bad, requiring a visit to the psychologist, is if you hear the voice, super chat now, super chat, and you sleepwalk over to your computer, turn on whoever's on, and start super chatting. But you're asleep, which could be possible.
Yeah, well, look at AD Never Calling. He sent a few super chats as he was about to go to bed.
Right. So he probably has those same dreams.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I tell you who is quite fond of you is Higgins. He really likes.
I've gotten along with Higgins from the beginning. I've gotten along just fine with him. No conflicts.
Yeah, he likes you a lot. He enjoys your shows. He enjoys your demeanor and all the rest of it. So, yeah, he's very fond of you.
He's been on my show. He hasn't been on anybody's show in a while now, but he's been on my show in the past many, many times, and he's always a good guest. Always.
Yeah, top guest. Yeah. I was with him November the 4th, just earlier this month. He gave me some chocolate calendars.
The advent calendars.
Yeah. We met in Gibraltar, and he brought 3 across, one for me, one for my wife, one for daughter.
That was a really fun show. That might have been my channel. I don't remember, but
it was your channel.
Yeah, he was at a really fantastic supermarket type or whatever store, and that was the first time I had ever heard of advent calendars. I had never known about them at all, and he was showing all those fantastic Christmas cookies, biscuits, tins, the advent calendars. I think, yeah, you were there probably on that show and
Yeah, I
said,
was there.
yeah,
I
send
was
me. You're
there.
going to send those to me? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to send them to you. And wow,
Yeah,
that was
and
really great.
then we made him go back to the shop to get two for Dodger, one for Dodger and Mrs. Dodger.
Didn't you say that he sent you like one for your, two for
Yeah,
one for you and some for your
he sent
family or
3.
something?
No, 3. Yeah, 1.
And you ate one of them in one sitting? You opened up all 12 windows?
Something like that. Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Well, I mean, I can't blame you for that. I mean, yeah, high quality German chocolate stuff. So sure. And he went to some outdoor Christmas markets 1 or 2 times, which I've never seen before. Which just fantastic the way they really do up Christmas, the food and the shopping and all that in Hamburg, where he is, or other parts of Germany. And
yeah, well, he gave an incredible one for my daughter, like not just the basic chocolate calendar. I mean, this one, when you open it, one day has socks, one day has, all sort. I mean, it's real premium. That's probably I don't know how much, but it's a high end calendar.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking of buying one of those at the import store. I mean, not that I celebrate Christmas, but it's kind of fun to open up each. You punch out the window or the opening one day for 12 days, and you get a different chocolate as a surprise. Or they have ones with varieties of high quality tea bag company advent calendar, chocolates, different candies, various things. But
yeah.
But I'd probably eat them
why
all. I
don't
would
you?
probably eat all 12 in one sitting. That's the thing. So.
No,
you have to space.
No, you wouldn't. It's a Nutella. That's it. Nutella
nice.
one.
Yeah,
and it's got it's got all sorts in there. Biscuits,
all sorts.
chocolate.
I had English all sorts, the licorice candies.
Oh yeah.
I had those when I was a little kid. When I would visit the relatives, they had them there, and I thought those were just fantastic. And then I never saw them again for like 40 years. And then I was talking to a friend of mine who had a British roommate, and she kept buying that at the English food store. And I said,
these are
those
Bertie's.
things, those are fantastic. Yeah, really great.
Yeah,
and they sell them here. I can
Bertie's.
Find them.
Yeah, well, maybe you should get an advent calendar. You've got a few more days. Monday is when it starts.
Right. Well, yeah, that import store that I sometimes go to, they have all those things. They have big displays of all that. And I want to go there and get some chocolates and from German chocolates and stuff. So.
Yeah.
And some McVitie's.
Crappy. I must go.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna bid you farewell. Thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you. Very civilized and very stimulating conversation. I've really enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you very much for stopping by, and see you later.
My pleasure. Catch you soon.
Wow, Jamie Opulence. How about that? And we have another guest.
Hey, Morty, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound fine. Things are hopping late at night here on the channel, 2:00 in the morning. Wow. How's it going, Spring?
Oh, it went really well. I got a chance to spend the Thanksgiving with my younger brother's family, so that was nice.
And did they have the full Thanksgiving, all the standard items?
We had turkey and ham. And we had, mashed potatoes and peas. Didn't have a whole bunch of, side dishes like yams and stuff. But we had the pumpkin pie, and we had wine. That was good.
Some places they serve yams or sweet potatoes mashed up with little tiny marshmallows in them. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, that's a big thing. That's a very big thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that when I was a little kid at some relative's house, and I go, "Whoa, what is this?" But
just like a pumpkin pie, they have sweet potato pie.
That's right.
Yeah, it's got similar consistency, and they just have got I've had that before, and it tastes good. I think. So.
Looking at it now, I would probably try it. The little marshmallows and the sweet potatoes. Yeah.
The thing that I didn't like was what was called ambrosia,
Right.
which is basically like Jello and fruit, but also it has this cream thing in it, which is like just it's just one step too much. It's just too sweet and too weird.
Yeah. Trader Joe's sells that. All the supermarkets have that. This time.
That's usually somebody will bring that potluck. It's their.
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. But I like that stuff. It's good. Yeah.
I just think it's a little bit too sweet for my taste, but
definitely. But yeah, it is pretty good. But so did you stuff yourself silly or?
No, I've actually been actually been pretty good on a diet. I'm trying to lose some weight. I have for breakfast, I just have like a piece of toast and an egg.
Right.
And then I just have one other meal. And lately I've been getting salad. I make myself a salad with like lettuce and tomato and stuff. And then I just put some steak or chicken in it, just a little bit of steak or chicken. So I got my protein, but I'm eating a lot more veggies.
Right. So you wore your Grand Seiko to the family dinner.
Yeah, I had purchased this Alpinist a while ago.
Right.
And I hadn't actually worn it yet. It was still in the box, and I hadn't gotten around to wearing it. And I thought to myself, I'll just give this as a gift to my nephew. So I did that. So I felt good about that.
Was that the green and gold one or a different color?
Yeah, that's the green and gold one.
Right.
That's the one that's kind of funky looking. Yeah.
But, right.
I might buy myself one in the future, but I don't know. I think I have all the watches I need, except I still don't have I just celebrated my 30th anniversary at my company, and so I got a Seiko as a gift, and it's pretty nice. But it's a 24-hour watch.
Well, you showed a Grand Seiko on the channel months ago. Is it the same one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's excellent watch. I mean, the Alpinist. I'm not big on the green and gold one, but they do make them in other colors. I forgot what they are, white or blue, and
they have a dark blue.
Yeah.
They have a dark blue one, and I think they have a black one. I think the white one came out recently.
Okay, yeah. So I think that would be a very good everyday watch. Yeah.
Yeah, the green one was the kind of the original color, so it was like the more official thing. But I don't know. Do I have? I have the only other green. I got like a Casio, that's like a military green Casio.
Right.
And then I have a Hamilton khaki, which is green. Obviously, it says it's a khaki.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Those are the green watches.
Like an olive drab green dial.
Yeah, it's nice. It's subdued. It's not like these like lime green watches or anything like that.
Is that the manual wind version?
I got the automatic. But they have one that has the day of the week across the top. But I don't like that. It was just too much. It's this huge window, and it says Saturday or Sunday.
I think they call that the Khaki King.
Yeah, I don't. To me, that's too noisy.
Yeah.
So I didn't get that one.
I bought a Hamilton in like 2006 or 5 when I lived in LA. I bought it at the West Side Pavilion. There was a tremendously, really big watch dealer on the main street level. I forgot the name of the company, but they had all the luxury stuff, and that was the first time really that I was going to buy my first automatic watch. And when I saw the khaki, I said, I like that watch. So I bought it there. And
it's a nice
it was
watch.
the like a 39 mil automatic, very basic, but I really liked it.
Good size.
And then I lost that. I moved to Seattle later, and then I lost it. I think I was absolutely drenched from a heavy rainstorm. So I was in a coffee shop, and I went to the bathroom to get the paper towels and dry off. And I took the watch off, to dry off my arms and everything, And I'm sure I had my coat on top of the watch. And then when I put the coat and hat on or whatever, the hood, I'm sure I left it behind.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
That's where I think I lost it. So, I did go back to the coffee shop a day or two later and ask if anyone reported a watch, but no.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna. That's a good.
Now, I'm sure some Antifa guy found it. Whoa, I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I've got a watch that is technically lost. It's my I got a Seiko cocktail time.
Right.
but I just, for some reason, I was moving around, and I put it inside like a t-shirt inside a box, and so I know it's somewhere in my house, but I don't know what box it's in, and I'm not digging it out right now. But I kind of want to wear that watch. It's a nice sparkly watch. It's a good running about kind of either at nighttime or a daytime watch.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about getting a ball watch with the tritium index markers, and the hands, and so it lights up if you look at the watch at night? When you're in bed or something,
Seriously, I would not get the ones that have the digits. Those really look ugly. The ones where they actually have 1, 2, 3.
No, they don't look good because they put the tritium things in there, those tubes, and that looks funky.
But the ones that are just indices, they're not that bad. They're not that bad.
No, not at all.
So there's one that has like a different color for like the 12 o'clock. That's kind of nice. So you kind of know the orientation of the watch at night. So I considered getting one of those.
They do have one that has like different colors for all the different indices, like red, green, yellow, blue, orange, purple. That's too flamboyant.
Well, that's too rainbow. I don't.
It's too rainbowy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but one color for the 12 o'clock, and then like orange or red for 12, and then all the others green. I think that would be a really nice watch. I know you can't buy ball because it's not a Rolex, but I think it would be good.
So Gampers was saying that his first automatic was a Hamilton
khaki too. That's very commonly, I would guess, a very common entry level first time automatic watch for people. It was for me,
And then I was drunk, and I was at a watch store, and I ended up buying 3 watches. And that's when I got 2 ladies' watches. I was going to give them to my my sister-in-law and my niece, and I was going to give the other one it was going to be mine, the Alpinist. But then over time I thought, my sister-in-law is just so particular that no matter what I got her, it's going to be wrong. So one of the ladies' watches I got to my niece, and the other one I gave to the wife of my other nephew, and then I gave the Alpinist to my nephew, and then I showed them my watch, and so everybody was wearing their watches. It was fun. The 2 kids were wearing their watches.
So did you get any compliments on your watch? Or
it's got that shiratsu polishing.
It's very nice looking watch.
So it's and it has this old world look to it that I love. So that's kind of nice.
If I had that watch, I would wear that every day.
I kind of have.
If I had the one watch,
it's kind of a special occasion watch, but
right.
I've been cycling my watches more lately, which is good. I've been wearing my Alpina and my some of my Citizens, and I got a new band for my Hamilton khaki, so I wear that more. So that's good.
Yeah, this was when I was just beginning to learn about watches. I thought the Hamilton khaki with the exhibition case back was so cool. I mean, it was just the most basic 28-24 movement, nothing decorated or anything. I thought, wow, this is so cool. I would just stare at it and go, hey, this is great,
Yeah, I mean, that's I could see my nephew is kind of a techie nerd guy, and he works for a tech company, and so I like the Alpinist for him because it's got a kind of a techie vibe to it with the compass bezel and everything else. So,
are you going to work today, or are you taking the day off?
So today, like being Friday, I get Thursday and Friday off. We get
right. Are you going to be going to Walmart at 6 a.m. to get a $5 toaster?
No, I'm actually I'm going to work tomorrow. I kind of goofed off the earlier part of the week, and so I'm going to make up my hours working at home tomorrow. And then on Saturday, I'm going to probably spend the day watching a couple of college football games, and then Sunday I'm keying up to watch the Chargers play against who are they playing? They're playing the Raiders, so hopefully that'll be an easy walk in the park. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
I've been there a few times.
Because I'm maybe going to be able to go on a trip there, thinking maybe January, because I've been looking at websites and tourism advice websites. And
well, that's a great time of year to go.
And I think it would be very cool. I like the cooler weather. Okay. And I was talking to Aussie Expat about it maybe a few days ago, because he was very familiar with it. And he said, you want to go to the South Rim if you go. So I checked out, there's a North Rim, West Rim, South Rim. And all the websites said you want to go to the South Rim, preferably because the views and whatever, it's better there. But the other ones, of course, are good as well. So
no, the South Rim is a general tourist location. The North Rim is harder to get to because there's a part, because of the way that the Colorado River goes, it kind of cuts off the northern part of Arizona from the southern part. There's no way to get from the only way to get from the South Rim to the North Rim is to hike down to the bottom and then climb out the other side. There's no bridge or carway, right? So it's like if you're at the South Rim and you want to go to the North Rim, it's like a 200-mile trip. You have to go.
That's amazing.
You have to go all the way out to Utah and back around and stuff. Wow. So in North Rim, it was really weird because you had to go through the city, which was full of these this Mormon cult. You know, that I don't know if you heard about that Mormon cult where each of the guys, had like 30 wives and stuff like that.
Really?
That was there. You had to drive through that city and get bad looks when you filled up your gas tank, and then keep on going to go to the North
because
Rim.
You weren't one of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
So if you just went in, got your gas, got your cup of joe, whatever you wanted to get, and kept on going, they were okay with you. But if you try to say, oh, well, I wonder what it would be like living here, I think I'll drive around the neighborhood.
Right. So you go into the gas station and you fill up the car and you go to the cashier inside to get a Twix bar and a coffee, and they're giving you that look, and you just say, just passing through, I'm on my way out.
Exactly.
Then you're fine. Right.
So the North Rim is if you want like a quiet vacation, there's fewer people, then that's the way to go. The South Rim has lots of lodges. So
I noticed that. Yeah,
right there near the cliff edge, which is nice.
Right.
Or if you can't, and I've stayed. There's like the Premier Lodge, which is right on the edge, and if you get the right room, you can actually be looking over the canyon all night long, which is kind of
that
cool.
Might freak me out. I don't know about that.
But there's another lodge that's sort of like say 100 yards away from the cliff itself, and we stayed there. My mom and I were in a couple of Scrabble tournaments. We went up there for Scrabble tournaments, and that was fun. And but then I've also been there with a friend of mine way back in my college days. We went there like between Christmas and New Year's. We drove there. We camped on top, and there's like campsites on top. Then the next day we hiked all the way down to the bottom to what's called the Phantom Ranch, and they have like a little bunkhouse, and you can get like they have a family style like beef stew dinner at night, and then in the morning you get like an eggs and bacon breakfast. And then we turned around and we went right back up to the top. The next day we hiked all the way out.
Wow.
So that was fun. Now, the thing that we did this thing around Christmas and New Year's. So you might have some snow. And so the only thing I would be concerned about is when you have snow and you have a lot of people walking, it kind of turns into ice and you can get slippery.
Right.
So they have these things that are really cool. I can't remember what they call them, but they're like springs you put on the bottom of your shoes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I bought those when I was in Japan. I had some, like a J. Peterman catalog. It was some other company. And I saw these things. They called them, this particular brand, they called it Yak Tracks.
Yes, that's exactly what I've got. Yak Tracks, exactly.
Yeah, and you just stretch them over the bottom of your shoes. Because where I lived was just, for October through April, was just nonstop. This was Hokkaido, just total snowfall and ice. Unbelievable. I loved it. And everyone's falling down nonstop. You're just falling down all the time. So I saw this in the catalog. So I asked some of my friends, and I said, "Look at this! I'm going to buy this. Do you want to get some too?" So I placed, and I told my friends, I said, "We can't do any refunds. So if you don't like it, I mean, you have to keep it." So we bought like 6 pair of them for all of us, and I wore them every day when I was there.
Yeah, if you can find those that in either 1 or 2 ski poles or hiking poles or whatever,
right,
you'll be set. Yeah, you'll be set.
I'll check the weather for January, and if that's the case, I can buy those on some website and just put them in the suitcase.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
backpack,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Have you ever been to Flagstaff?
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, that's a nice place.
Yeah, because I've mentioned there's 2 ways I could get to the Grand Canyon South Rim. One is to go to Vegas and take like a Gray Line bus ride. It's 4.5 hours, and it makes stops, and it goes right to the South Rim, parks by those lodges you were talking about. And I'm not really thrilled on sitting on a bus for 4.5 hours, even with the stops, even though it's a nice bus. And I thought, well, I could fly to Phoenix and then just at the airport transfer and fly Phoenix to Flagstaff. Okay. And then just check into one of those lodges and stay overnight. And then that would eliminate the 4.5 hour bus ride, which I don't think would be unpleasant, but it would be kind of tiring,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know they had a big enough airport in Flagstaff, but if they do, that's nice.
Yeah, you can fly from Phoenix. Yeah,
that because what I would, since being in California, we just drive all the way. We would drive to Phoenix,
right.
And I think it's 28 that goes up to Flagstaff, and then it keeps on going. Either that or something else goes up from there to Grand Canyon.
Yeah, because in Flagstaff, it's only an 1.5 hour bus ride to the South
Actually,
Rim.
yeah, if you're coming from LA, I think you can actually avoid Phoenix. You can go up to Barstow and then take 40, and then 40 takes you all the way to Flagstaff, and then you can go up from there to Grand Canyon.
Right.
So yeah.
Can you tell me anything about, or the audience, anything about Flagstaff? Like, is there anything to see or do there?
So there's a few things. Northern Arizona University has got a campus up there. It's kind of cool. And they're famous because they have this huge, 20-foot tall lumberjack statue.
Okay.
Which is kind of fun. And you can take pictures.
Kind of like the giant Paul Bunyan statue in Fargo.
Yeah, it's a great, influencer, Instagram moment kind of thing, right? And there's this artist, his name I believe is James Turrell. Mm-hmm. And a long time ago, he purchased a meteor crater that's just outside of town, and he's turning it into an observatory. So like he's digging out things so that if you're in this one room and you look up, you'll at a certain time of the year you'll see the winter solstice or something like that, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've actually seen some of his work, and he had an exhibition at the LA County Museum of Art that was amazing, and then he has some stuff in Ireland that I saw that was amazing. So I don't know if you can do tours of it yet. He's taking, he's an artist, so he's taking a lot longer than he thought.
So if I arrived in let's say I took a morning flight to Phoenix, let's say I arrived in Flagstaff like 1 or 2, I could find things to do and then sleep over that night at a hotel.
It's just a beautiful city because you're in the pines, right?
Uh-huh.
So just walking around like the downtown area would be nice.
Yeah.
And it's one of those places that the boomers started moving to, and so what used to be like $100,000 cabins are now like $500,000 or $600,000.
Yeah.
So they priced everybody out. So that's good for a visitor because it means there's not going to be a lot of riffraff.
Right.
Because it's cold for a long part of the year, you're not going to get a lot of homeless, I don't think. So that's kind of nice.
So I could go from Flagstaff, an 1.5 hour bus to the South Rim.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, that would be good.
Instead of the 4.5 hour thing from Vegas. And then coming home, then I would just reverse the route, or I could take the bus from the South Rim and take that bus through Vegas and fly home from Vegas. Just, I would enjoy the ride going home because I feel like, well, it's, I'm ending the trip as opposed to beginning the trip with a 4.5-hour bus ride.
Yeah, if you get the window seat, you can see the scenery. That's a beautiful part of the country. So that wouldn't be a bad idea. It'd be a nice round trip.
So I think that would be the itinerary and things, as it falls into place. And
it's like a great vacation.
Yeah, so maybe fly to Phoenix, to Flagstaff, one day or night in Flagstaff. Next morning, go to the Grand Canyon, and maybe stay over one night if I would probably be so relaxed, and I would probably stay over one night in one of the lodges, and then the next morning leave.
Yeah, no, I don't know about quote lodges unquote. I think they've got
the motels, whatever they are. Yeah,
they got the motels.
Yeah,
and Campers is saying that he mentioned that's one of the nice things about if you go to Flagstaff by way of Phoenix, you get to go through Sedona, which is gorgeous.
That's right. Yeah. Sedona's pretty well known. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to work on that itinerary and price it out and see what there is, and maybe I can do that.
Yeah, there's 2 trails that go down, but you don't have to go on the trails. You can just stay up top and just look at all the views from the top. It's a nice walk along you can get a good workout. It's like you could go like 2 or 3 miles along the top if you want, or you can just stay near the lodge. The views are just gorgeous.
Right. Now on the West Rim, these websites said they have this thing, this giant glass plastic acrylic thing that extends over the canyon. You can walk on that.
So that's interesting.
And I can't do that. I would freak out.
No, that's okay. That's another thing. That's a whole nother ball of wax. I can't remember the name, but that part of the rim is actually Indian country, and you actually have to go through the Indian tribe and get permission, and then you have to pay for a guide to go through there.
Okay.
So it's I know someone that's been there, and he showed me the pictures, and if there is an Eden on Earth, it's that part. The Indians got the best part of the canyon. It's gorgeous.
Wow. Now, one of the bus companies that I found from Las Vegas that has daily tours, they go to the West Rim.
So they might have a deal where they can
have a deal with that. Yeah, it's all
part of whatever you're paying for is being funded to the Indian tribe. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that walkway. So when I was in Calgary, again there was a Scrabble contest there. We're in Calgary, and Calgary, like Seattle, has a needle, right?
Right.
It has a big tower. I don't think they call it the needle. They call it the Calgary, whatever they call it. But they have a section of floor that's basically plexiglass. So they don't have just a giant rim. They just have like one piece of floor.
Wow.
And I was able to stand on that, but it was like it required like an act of really a more bravery than I've ever summoned.
Yeah, I wouldn't, if I found that out, like you're telling me now, I wouldn't do that. If the people I were with wanted to do it, I'd say I don't think I could do that. Or maybe I'd try it and then just get back in the elevator. I think
the nice thing about that is that whole structure that goes off the edge of the cliff, it's like half and half, plastic and solid footing. So you could still go out onto the solid part, right, and then look out over the edge of the canyon without having to walk along the glass or the plexiglass route. Right. So.
Gamper says, excellent burger place that's open late in Flagstaff, depending upon when you land. That's good information, you see?
I wouldn't doubt there's some good, because there's a lot of, we had a guy that worked for our company that ended up winning really, really big on Jeopardy. And so he moved up there and he bought himself a cabin. So he's retired up there. And there's a lot of people with a lot of money up there. So I'm sure they've got their whole little downtown, probably like Jackson, Wyoming, not quite as rich, but in that vein.
Okay, I think that's way more interesting than flying into Vegas and then taking the bus back to Vegas, because I've been to Vegas many times. So and I've been to Phoenix, but never Flagstaff. So flying to Phoenix, and then just in the airport catch the plane to Flagstaff. would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, the few times I've been through Phoenix, that's a nice airline. There's not a lot of people, and it's easy to go from gate to gate, if I remember.
Yeah,
right. It's been a while. So, yeah, if you remember Burbank Airport, Phoenix is sort of like Burbank. It's
okay. Yeah, I like Burbank because you walk up to the plane and walk up the steps. They don't use those.
Well, that got rid of that, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Because the last time I was in Burbank was like 20 years ago at the airport.
Yeah, they're calling it the Bob Hope.
Yeah, the Bob Hope Airport. You just walk off the plane down those steps that they wheel up to the plane.
I liked that because it felt like the good old days. But
it did. It felt like the 1940s or 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting rid of that, unfortunately. So got to modernize. Everything's got to be modernized.
Right.
So.
Wow. Amazing.
So that's kind of nice. I did the the touristy thing where I kind of just stayed up at the top. We played some Scrabble. We had some meals. We had a good time. And then I've also done the rugged, thing where we hiked all the way down to the bottom of the canyon and back up again. If I had it to, I wish we hadn't done it that way. I wish we had gotten like 2 days at the bottom and like we'd climbed down to the bottom to Phantom Ranch. Had breakfast the next morning, then hiked along to the North Rim, not gone up and down it, but just gone to like the base of the North Rim just to kind of go through the valley. Because I hear it's a little bit longer than you think. It's a little bit wider than you think. It's not just the river. There's other stuff in there. And come back and then stayed one more night and then gone back up because we were just exhausted going all the way down one night and the next day going back up the next day. It was exhausting.
Right. Gamper says Phoenix Airport was very busy earlier in the year.
That's unfortunate. Things change because it's been a while since I've been there.
But Flagstaff Airport would not be busy at all. That would be very small.
I would imagine.
I would imagine, yeah. But, yeah. All right, so that would be plans for January, but no commitment yet, but checking it out.
Well, that sounds good. You can check out Vegas while you're passing through to see if there's anybody there, if the tumbleweeds are going through the towns.
Right.
When I was there, it was packed though.
Because a lot of stories that Vegas business is really, really down right now.
The thing is, okay, so here's two stories. One is I went there with my friend, but the weekend we went, the Chargers were playing the Raiders. So there's a bunch of people in town for the Monday night football game.
Yeah.
And there was a big fight that was actually held at the same stadium. It was a live fight. So there's a whole bunch of people that were there to see the fight. So we thought, oh my God, all these stories about, Vegas, being empty are untrue because we went there and we were just swamped with people. But then my friend said that the Paris casino and hotel will let you stay free for 4 days. Free. Not like, $100 a night or $5, free.
Oh, why would they do that?
They're going to hope that you're going to gamble with them, that you're going to eat in their restaurants, that you're going to shop in their shops. And
that's what the Rio did when I stayed there last year. They gave, because I was already a past customer on their email list, they gave me 5 nights, up to 5 nights free, no resort fee.
Oh, they did. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, and that was because I'm going to eat at the restaurants and do the gambling and buy tickets for the shows. And
well, the Rio, by being by itself, there's a good chance you are going to stick around, right? Whereas with Paris, I can just go next door to.
The Rio was fine. They were doing that then because they're really rebuilding, remodeling, refurbishing the whole hotel, and they want to get the word out that it's And when I was there were some restaurants. Many of them were still not open yet. Many stores were not open yet. But otherwise, the hotel's fine. It's not luxury like the Wynn or something, but it's fine.
I can't imagine staying at the Wynn. But I stayed at Paris and I loved it.
Paris is nice, yeah.
The other thing I found out, Paris had more reasonable slot machines. I'm not a big slot machine fan anymore, but my mom used to play slot machines. And since I was in Vegas, I decided to kind of play slot machines in honor of her, they had a lot more like 25-cent machines. whereas a lot of their places had dollar machines.
Right.
And I was surprised to see that, but it was nice.
I've been to the Paris Hotel for breakfast. I went there, but I never stayed there. But the location's excellent because you're right next to everything. Center of the strip there. So.
Oh yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah. Hey, Pasta, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Wow. You falling asleep yet, or?
No, I have. I don't know what it is. It must be I had some wine, and I think the alcohol turned to sugar, and I'm having like a sugar high right now.
Ah.
And then also, I've had some discussions. I mean, we're having some interesting discussions about AI with my friends, and so I just wrote a giant manifesto about AI. Then I sent it out to everybody. So I'm kind of.
You're going to mail it to the Los Angeles Times?
No,
demand
it's
they
not,
print it, or
it's not. It's not. No, it's not a manifesto like destroy all robots or anything like that. No, it's just my thoughts on where AI is going and what's going to happen. So.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm we're lucky that we're either in retirement or near retirement, and because I really do feel like things are going to get really tight in the job market over the next 10 years or so. If AI, I don't think that this AI is going to be like taking over the world and stuff, but I think it's going to get, if instead of trying to create these AI systems like ChatGPT, which try to be everything for everybody, if they just make these more well-defined things that do very specific jobs very well. Like, for example, there's AI that reads X-rays, and they do a better job than doctors in finding problems with X-rays and people that they look at. Those kind of things I think are going to be very successful, and they're going to cause lots of jobs to go away. But if they, as far as something that you can ask it any question and give you any answer, that's dubious. So.
Yeah, I won't be around for those things. Well, maybe I will be. I don't know, but that really changes a lot. Instead of you get the old wise doctor with gray hair looking at your X-ray, and you say as opposed to just getting a printout of here's what's wrong. But I guess they do that. That's what's done with lots of stuff now. So yeah, I don't know.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. There a lot of things. We absorb the computer, we absorb cell phones, we absorb the internet. Things change. People are a little bit different because of the way things are. We spend too much time staring at screens. We used to stare at TV screens. Now we stare at computer screens.
Yeah, right. I think a genuine case can be made that as great and vital to our lives that the phone is, or the smartphone, life was better in the 70s when there was no smartphone or cell phone.
Yeah,
everything was better.
Yeah. It's funny because we used to talk about the 70s as being the quote me generation. Everybody was so into themselves and stuff, but the people that didn't get caught up in all that new age nonsense and all that stuff.
There was none of that, and people talked to each other. And the most advanced technical thing was a telephone answering machine, which came out late 70s. It was like,
and even that was disruptive. Yeah,
because it would just be, you call up your friend's house, there's no answer. Well, call them later.
Exactly.
I mean, that big deal. You don't have to leave a 5-minute voice message.
The funny thing is the big change was not getting the phone answering machine. It was how people changed how they used it. People used to use it when they first came out. People used it to catch calls they would miss, and then they started using it to screen calls.
Right? Exactly.
And that when that happened, when that light bulb went off, that hey, I don't have to answer the phone. I can say, oh, I like this person, I'll pick up. Oh, I don't like this person, I'll not hang up.
It's Morty. I'm not going to pick it up.
that was the change, and I think that was the beginning. It was not so much having that it's how people used it,
Excellent point. Yeah. Because before the home answer machine by Panasonic or whatever brand it was, there wasn't the high-tech gadget thing going on at all. No iPad, iPhone, nothing. And it was just life, not that different than the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I mean, it was jobs, car, talking to people, diners, just usual stuff.
Just think about, phone booths. I mean, the fact that
phone booths, payphones,
those were useful. Those were useful things, right?
Yeah.
And no, it was amazing. I mean, I'm thinking about how things changed. Like before you had a cell phone, you all had to agree that you're going to meet at some place at a certain time. People had to have a certain amount of discipline.
That's right. Yeah.
Whereas now you can, if you're running late, you can text people and say, I'm running late, and they go, oh, he's late again. But they're coming, but you don't all have to be at the same place. And like if you went to Disneyland as a family, you had to kind of stick together because you'd get lost, right?
That's right.
Now you could all have phones. And the one I went with my family, they all had this like GPS system where we could all see where we were on
Unbelievable.
The park.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah, Pasta, you're right. The high-tech thing was a TI calculator. That was, yeah. I remember using a slide rule in junior high or high school.
Yeah, I just missed.
I don't know what would that have been, algebra or geometry or trig?
Slide rule would have been like algebra, because that's where you get the logarithms and trigonometry.
That would have been trigonometry class. Okay. That would have been like 11th grade was trig. Yeah. So yeah, and it was fun and easy to use once you learn how to use it. And it was cool. So that was the high-tech thing, was a slide rule. And apparently it was successful in creating the aviation industry and high-tech, all kinds of high-tech stuff at the time by using a slide rule. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I might have. This was like one of the most amazing things I found out, and I'm kind of hoping that they make it available to the public. Down in, I think it's San Pedro, or maybe Long Beach. They have a battleship from World War II, and they have this room that's deep down in the bowels, which is where they would target, their armaments. Target their. I don't think they had missiles. They just had big guns, right?
Right.
And they had computers in there, but the computers were not circuits and tubes. They were just these very finely crafted gears. Instead of having like just circular gears, they had gears that had different shapes. And when they moved, they did like integration and differentiation and stuff. They actually did calculations by just moving around. And so if you had somebody who got the wind velocity and somebody who knew the distance to the target and how the height was, they could kind of enter all these things in, and then they would say, okay, you got to aim the gun at this angle and it will land on the target. And the funny thing was they could calculate how accurate this thing was, because they had people watching to see where the bombs landed and how close they were to where they wanted to be. And so they had an accuracy of plus or minus 2% or something like that, whatever it was. And the IBM folks came in and said, hey, we can replace all this stuff with a computer. And they said, what's the accuracy going to be? Oh, plus or minus 5%. So the mechanical stuff was actually better than the zippity-doo-dah computer they were going to put in. So they said, no, thank you. We'll keep our widgets. I would love to see that. I mean, just to see all the beautiful mechanisms. And stuff.
Yeah. Campers genuinely enjoying a moment at a place rather than posing for an Instagram social credit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nobody did that back then. If you went anywhere, nobody was standing in front of their camera taking pictures, to post. Well, there was no such thing. You wouldn't take pictures of yourself. You would take pictures of where you were, not of yourself.
You'd have people take pictures of you.
Take pictures of you, right? Yeah. Well, that's different. Not just some loser social person taking pictures of themselves standing in traffic and stuff, dancing or something.
Yeah, no. We had if you go to Yosemite, there's this what's it called? Something Point. It's Glacier Point or something. It's way above like the valley, and you can look down on Half Dome, and you can see all the waterfalls. And so there's a classic shot where you put your cup up and it looks like you're pouring out a waterfall out of your cup, and you have people take a picture of you. So it's kind of a tacky photo that I think millions of people have taken. And that's always fun. You send it to the family and they're happy about that, and you get to see you. And there's a lot of things, like I took a lot of pictures of just scenery, right? And I thought, okay, I don't want some dumb person standing in there, right?
Right.
But as I get older and I look at all these pictures, I say, I wish I wouldn't have them like standing right in the middle, but having somebody off to the side so I can remember who was there on the trip, and that. So it's kind of funny. I wish I had more pictures with people.
Yeah. Pasta, large paper maps or road atlases. Yeah, Thomas Guide was absolutely essential for living in LA. When I first moved there, you had to buy a Thomas Guide, and you had to, it's just a book map, and it gives you the entire layout of the entire LA area, complete street by street. And,
yeah, we had one of those.
It's
in the
absolutely
family.
essential.
Yeah.
There would be no way possible of getting from Santa Monica to some address in El Monte without the Thomas Guide. It would be impossible.
Exactly. And now what's going to happen when when there's a solar storm and it takes out the internet? We all don't know where we're going. No GPS, but I recently changed my car insurance to AAA because it used to be really expensive, but now they're less expensive for some reason anyway. And I started getting, they'd still sell their maps. So I got a few maps just in case,
Oh yeah.
Just the LA maps, and that I feel more comfortable knowing that I have those in my car.
Right. Well, you never know when there's World War III in LA, and you need to evac, and the satellites are out, and you need the map. Yeah. Wow.
Well, it's 3:00. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Right.
But it was great chatting with you. And,
very nice. Very nice. Thanks for stopping by. And I'll see you soon. See you later. All right. Good night. Wow. Okay. Got 4 viewers. So that would be Pasta and Gampers. And the other 2, 1 lurker and 1 hater out there. So that's good. Okay. 3 viewers. Spring is gone. All right. So we got Gampers and Pasta and 1 hater lurking in the background. Or maybe Chili Badger. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, there might be another show on that people are at, or maybe people are just sleeping. I don't know. So this is a pretty peaceful, relaxed, laid-back show. No screaming, no yelling. Right. Well, I'll wrap it up in 2 minutes because I'm ready to end the day now too. It's been a 2.5-hour show. Unbelievable. Yes, serenity, right. You don't find this kind of serenity on any of those other channels. That's for sure. Yeah, thanks, Pasta. You too. Last comments, anybody? I'll wrap it up in a minute. Then I'll go to bed and start dreaming, like Spring was saying. I'll hear voices. Super chat, super chat. I'm the poor. Super chat, super chat. I don't have a brass razoo in my pocket. I really need the money. Super chat. And I'll wake up in a cold sweat. We'll play one last video before we end the show. Let's see what we have to choose from here. I got a new video which I can premiere on the next show about the Grand Canyon. It's brilliant, but it's still being edited. So let's see here. Let's see, what video should we close out on? Let's see. I like this one. This one really makes me laugh.
To come on, but like, dude, what do? I lost so much money. Seriously, I didn't know I could lose this much money this fast. I'm so pissed. I lost so much money today, so much money yesterday. I lost like 3 Yacht Masters in like a couple days. 3 Yacht Masters. 3 Yacht Masters. 3 Yacht Masters. 3 Yacht Masters.
All right, great video. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to Jamie and Spring and Fialta for hopping on the panel. It was really enjoyable conversation. See y'all on the next show soon. Good night.